Grand Egypt Museum. Giza Pyramid. Khufu. King Khufu. Cairo city.
Okay, so I am
different
living in
crew.
the district here. I can see the birds
Kage
from the
do?
roof of my building.
The Pyramid of Giza. ಇದು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಗೀಜಾ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಓಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿವಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಜಾಗ.
Talking about the pyramids, I will talk about from where the ancient Egyptian did get the idea of resurrection or life after this.
Life after death.
Let's imagine that we are ancient Egyptian. We are living and we see the sun rises in the morning, then sets at the evening. We see the flood of Nile is coming very strong, then it becomes calm. We see the plant is growing up, then it will be cut. So the ancient Egyptian, they saw that there is a circle of life. Any person will be born, when we're getting used, when we're getting old, then will die, then will reverse again. So at the beginning of ancient Egyptian history, they're starting to dig a bit on the ground like that. They put the body inside it, then they cover it with sand only. That's the beginning. But the ancient Egyptians, they found that the body, it will be damaged. Okay, so if the body damaged in ancient Egyptian mythology, no afterlife. So that's why the ancient Egyptian did their best to preserve the body in a good condition. So that's why they did mummification. That's why they mummified the body, to preserve it in a good condition. Also, for the tombs, they did the same. We're talking about the first and the second dynasty. This is like about 3200 BC. They're starting to dig a bit on the ground. They put the body inside the burial chamber, but they're protected by rectangular chamber. Just only one level, maximum height about 5-6 meters, for more protection for the mummy. Okay. Then came a king at the third dynasty. His name is called King. Third dynasty. Okay. His name is called King Zoser. He ordered his architect to build a pyramid for him, or a tomb for him. His architect, his name is called Imhotep. And Imhotep, he was very genius architect. Okay. So Imhotep at the beginning, he's starting like his ancestor. He did a bit on the ground. The depth it was about 30 meters underground. Okay. Then he made the first mastawa, just only one level, like his ancestor at that time. But Imhotep, he said, why not if I can add other mastaba on the first one? Why? He decided to break that fear of height. Okay, so he did some extension, and he succeeded to add the second one. So when he added the second, he said, why not? I will try to add the third one. So he added the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and he made the first pyramid in the history of Egypt and history of mankind. The step pyramid at area called Saqqara. Saqqara is about 25 kilometers from here, from Giza Plateau. Then came after that a king. His name was called King Snefer. And King Snefer, he was the father of King Khufu. Okay. And he chose area called Dashur. Dashur is about 35 kilometers from here, from Giza. Okay. So at that place he made two pyramids. The first one is called bent or broken pyramid. Why? Because he started the construction at 54 degrees angle. Then at middle of construction they found that if you continue at the same angle 54 or construction, it will be collapsed. So they forced it to change the angle to 43 degrees angle, so the pyramid, it takes like a broken shape like that. Not complete shape of pyramid. So when King Snefer watches that, he wasn't happy. Because he decided to, he want the shape like a pyramid shape. Why a pyramid shape? To be a tomb of the king.
Yes.
This is related with ancient Egyptian mythology. Okay, ancient Egyptian mythology related with religious, and they had many stories about creation of universe. Okay, one of it talking about there was like ocean.
Okay, ocean.
They called it primeval ocean. On that ocean appeared like a hill. Okay, on that hill, the first god, his name is called God Atum, one form of the sun god, created himself. Okay. So because of that story, all kings they decided to make the tomb like a pyramid shape. Also, it will be easy in ancient Egyptian mythology for the soul is coming from the sky, from the northern star, coming through the top of the pyramid to the burial chamber, to the mummy for afterlife.
Okay.
So that's why they made it like a pyramid shape.
Pyramid.
Okay? So, King Snefru, on the same side of the shore, he ordered his architect to build, to make other pyramids for him. And at the time, they started the construction with 43 degrees angle, and they succeeded to create the first true-shaped pyramid like that. That was about 2550 BC. And after that, his son came and he made the famous pyramid here at Giza, the Great Pyramid of Khufu. This is the biggest pyramid in the history of mankind and history of Egypt, and also we call this the Great Pyramid. The original height is about 146 meters. Nowadays,
what is the depth?
No. The
only height.
Okay, the height 146.
Okay.
About 2,300,000 blocks of limestone were used for the construction of the Great Pyramid. So can you imagine the number? 2,300,000 blocks of limestone. Okay, so the pyramid it is also famous for the burial chamber. It has three burial chambers. The first one supposed to be underground. It's about 80 meters
80
underground.
meters, okay.
Then, for unknown reasons, they changed the plan for the first time and they made a second burial chamber at the middle. Okay? At the middle. Okay? And also for unknown reasons, they changed the plan for the second time and they made the last burial chamber at the top. So there were three burial chambers. The king is supposed to be buried at the last burial chamber. Okay? But some of the top, yes. Okay? But the scholar suggested that maybe his mummy is still inside the second burial chamber. The last scan for the pyramid, it was at 2010 by National Geographic, and they had sent like a smaller boat inside the pyramid. The boat succeeded to pass a first wall, then after that it stuck. So because of that, the scholar suggested that maybe the mummy of the king is still inside it. Of course, if we are going to discover it, it will be a great discovery. Also here, we are going to see the second biggest pyramid in Egypt, the pyramid of King Khafra. And Khafra, he was the son of Khufu. And this is the second biggest pyramid in Egypt. It measures about 143 meters in height. Okay? But his son was clever because he built his pyramid on a highland. So when we are going to the panoramic view, we are going to see the second pyramid is taller than the great one because it is on highland. Okay? Also, at that moment, we are going to see on the top some remaining of the case. The pyramid is supposed to be a case like that from top to bottom in order to take a smooth shape. The same it was for the great pyramid of Khufu, but the casing fell down because of erosion. So that's why all pyramids are supposed to be smooth from outside. The burial chamber for that pyramid, it is underground. Then also we are going to see the third pyramid here at Giza Plateau, the pyramid of King Menkaure. He was the son of Khafra and the grandson of Khufu. It is one family here. Okay? This is the smallest pyramid here at Giza Plateau. It measures about 66 meters in height. So 146. 146, then going to the last one, 66 meters high. Okay? That pyramid is so special because the lower part is cased with granite, stone. Granite stone, this is they bought it from Aswan. Aswan is 900 kilometers from Giza. Okay, so they use like large boats to transport that kind of stone from Aswan to Giza. Okay, then the burial chamber. It was very close to this area here. So when we are going to see the Sphinx, I'm going to show you the place of Nile River. Okay, because Nile River shifted about 9 to 10 kilometers nowadays. Okay. The burial chamber for the last pyramid, it is underground. Okay, so Each pyramid complex here at Giza consists of the pyramid of the king, the small pyramid of the queens for his wife and his daughters, okay? And the valley temple is the place where they are going to make religious rituals on the body of the king after mummification, and place called valley temple. Valley temple, this is a place of mummification. Valley temple. Last question, how the ancient Egyptians, how did they make something like that, pyramids? So there were many series at the beginning talking about like they use something like lifts to carry the stone, but it is not acceptable because some blocks from 15 till 50 tons. It is so heavy. Okay? So about 2013 we had discovered like a fragment of papyrus paper. It was in an area called Wadi Garth. This is about 120 kilometers from Cairo. This was like old boat which used by ancient Egyptians to transport stone from Sinai. When the scholars succeeded to restore all the fragments of papyrus paper together, we knew a lot of information about the construction of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Why? Because it was written by the chief of workers during the time of Khufu, especially at 20 years of the construction. Okay? That person, he wrote the ancient Egyptians, they built ramps. Okay? And they built ramps for mud, brick, marble, the stone. Then they began to transport stone of that ramps by sledge. One sledge, one stone, it was carrying by 300 men. So just only one stone, it was carrying by 300 men. So, can you imagine how many persons participated? Millions. Okay? Also, it is, then they are going to hold the stone together. Then after finishing the construction, they are going to destroy or demolish the ramps. Also, it is mentioned in that papyrus papers they changed about 300,000 workers every 3 months. So every 3 months, 300,000 coming, and others came back to their home and so on. Also, it is mentioned that the workers, they were taking salary. Salary at the time not like nowadays, money. No, it was like food, wheat, something like that. Also, they were sending that for their families also. Also, there was like a medical insurance for the workers. If they got injured or something like that, they are going to have like a full treatment. So this was like a nice system. This proves that the pyramid is 100% constructed by human beings, not by aliens, and not by slaves. Okay? So now I'm going to give you the ticket. On that side here, you are going to see the fragments of papyrus paper like I told you. You are going to see here inside. Also, there is some information about the pyramids. I will give you, after passing from the security check, give you 5-10 minutes to go around. Then we are going to continue our tour inside. Okay? Let's go.
So, this is the history of Giza pyramid. Let we go to see the Giza pyramid.
لو ايه؟ لا مش جول يا عم هنعدي مش هيحصل
Father of Khufu. The pyramid of Khufu, 146 meter height. This is the inside. And pyramid of Khufu. Repairing of body. After Valley Temple. Spin ball. of out of overseas exports. I am very excited to see the pyramid of Khufu and Khafre. Now we are going to see the Giza pyramid, Khufu. The bus. There is
El padre, 148. No se ve menos.
Photo for the three pyramids together here.
Giza pyramid. Wow. Biggest.
You can see here the three pyramids. The left Khufu, one of the seven wonders in ancient time, modern time, 146. The second one, the pyramid of his son, the second biggest pyramid in Egypt, 143, and his son was clever, so he built his pyramid on high land. We are going to see the second pyramid is taller than the great one. Then the small pyramid of his grandson. So the father, the son, the grandson, King Minkawa. This is the smallest pyramid here, 66 meters long. At the top you are going to see some remaining of the case, and the pyramid is supposed to be cased like that from top to bottom in order to take a smooth shape. Okay, but majority of the casing fell down because of erosion. Okay, so
Where is that lion?
we are going to just from here take a lot of breaks, like 40 or 100 times the pyramid, like holding, like pushing the pyramid. So enjoy your time. Photo session here.
The inside of pyramid. There is the bricks. The inside of pyramid. Go like this.
How the pyramids look like inside. It's very tall way.
This is the big one, world biggest pyramid, Khufu. And this is the father of Khufu, Khafre, second biggest pyramid.
This is tomb of nobles here.
Okay, okay.
This is which is known as mastaba, one level.
Okay.
I told you one level.
Yes, yes,
This
yes.
here because nobles in ancient Egypt they prefer to be
this
very
is
close
also-
to the king. And here also this is tomb of nobles. Also.
Okay, okay, okay. First it
Over
is.
there the small pyramids of the queens.
Okay.
For
Which
the
one?
wife-
That?
the small one.
Okay, small one.
Okay.
Is there.
For the wife and daughters of King Khufu.
Kufu.
So the total pyramids here at Giza Plateau 9 pyramids.
9 pyramids.
Yes, the big 3 pyramids of the kings and 6 small pyramids of the queens. This
Okay.
is the total here at Giza.
And this is also a pyramid. ಮೊದಲು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಕುದುರೆಗಳ ಒಂಟೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಬಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೀ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಬಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಮಲ್ ರೈಡ್ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕುಫುನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ
From that side, the skins nowadays. This is before the new system.
Okay.
Buses.
Okay.
So the old entry was from here, but it's cancelled. Okay, and this is like a new entry.
Okay.
So this is a great pyramid of Khufu.
ಕುಫು.
You
ಓಕೆ.
can see at the top here. This is the original entry.
ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ. ದೇ
Okay, it is oriented to north because this is the place of the soul, the northern star. The second one, the second entry, it was made by Islamic ruler. His name is called Al-Ma'mun. He came to Egypt and he saw that there is like a jewelry inside the pyramid. So he ordered his men to make a hole inside the pyramid. They made that hole. They went inside and they didn't find anything. Because the pyramid was just a burial place for the king. And at the time of discovery, we didn't discover anything inside the pyramid. Even the mummy, we don't know if it's stolen or it's still inside. Okay? Now your time if you want to climb the pyramid. You
Okay.
can go up if you want from the staircase.
ಮೊದಲು ಕುದುರೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂಟೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಬಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ 146 ಮೀಟರ್ ಹೈಟ್ ಇದು ಮೇನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಜನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮೇನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೆನ್ಸ್. We are going to climb this Khufu pyramid.
She went for halfway from here at this angle. Show us up there. Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, okay. 8 years old, Hong Kong. This is a Hong Kong team. This is the Giza city view. ತುಂಬ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬುಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕುದುರೆಗಳು ಒಂಟೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಮಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಂತಿಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮಿಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮಲ್ ರೈಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ
قاعد يبدل ولا ايه؟
ಏನು ನೋಡಲ್ವಾ?
La survie, de toute façon, là-bas.
Was very close to this section.
Okay,
So
this is Nile River.
This area it was covering by Nile about 100 years ago, before the construction of the high dam of Aswan, and also because of the climate and the geographical changes, Nile shifted from here about 7 till 10 kilometers.
Okay, 10
How
kilometers.
many kilometers?
7 till 10. That's why all tombs in ancient Egypt supposed to be very close to Nile, especially west bank of Nile. Okay, because west bank of Nile it was the place of the death in Egyptian mythology. This is related because of sun. Sun rises from east, sets in west, so living in the east and the dead in west. Okay, let's go to see. Inside this bit we discover the statue of King Kafra. Nowadays it is displaying in Egyptian museum, the old one, not the new one. For the money, this is for good luck. If you have any wish, it will come true. Okay. At the Valley Temple, this is a place of purification. So all the area here, it was a quarry for the construction of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. So that's why you are going to see some remaining of limestone. Okay. Later on, they covered the temple by granite stone. So the walls it is made out of granite stone from Aswan. Okay. And the floor it is made out of alabaster. This is kind of marble here in Egypt. So I will tell you about mummification. So this place it was for King Kafra. In ancient Egypt there was like a special place for mummification. Okay. For each king. So this one it was for Kafra. So let's imagine when the king passed away, they took his body from the capital to here. The jackal god, the god of mummification, he began to cut the body of the king and he began to extract all organs from the body. Okay. Moreover, also the scholar says that they extracted the brains or something like a hook inside the nostrils of the nose in order to extract the brain. And other scholars suggested that maybe they made a hole at the back of the head in order to extract the brain. Then after they extracted all organs, they soaked the body in kind of salt called natural salt. This is like natural salt for 70 days in order to absorb any liquid blood inside the body. After 70 days, body is completely dry. No blood, no liquid. So they return it heart back again to the body. So just heart inside the body. Okay, after they mummify the heart. Then after that they are going to put some small statues which is known as amulets to protect the body from spiritual evils and to be like a placement for the organs. After that they are going to paint the body with some special kind of oils like lotus. This is famous in ancient Egypt. Then after that they are going to paint the body with resin. So that's why you are going to see all mummies in black color because of that material resin. And tomorrow when you are going to the Civilization Museum, you are going to see all mummies in black color because of that material. Okay? After that, they are going to wrap the body with linen. It became a mummy. Then they put a mummy inside a coffin. Then the coffin inside the sarcophagus, and the sarcophagus is supposed to be inside pyramid like here in Giza, or later on in tombs like Valley of the Kings in Luxor. The process of mummification took about total 90 days to be finished. Okay, they mummified besides the heart, they mummified 4 organs, they mummified liver, intestines, stomach, and lungs, and they put it inside jars, and they put these jars inside the pyramid or the tomb. Okay. Also here on the floor, we are going to see about 23 sets for 23 statues of King Kafra. By the way, that statues that one discovered as a section here supposed to be here, but it is moved by the priests of the temple at chaotic time. But why 23 statues? 23 statues representing the parts of human being. Because the ancient Egyptian, they divided the human being into 23 parts. So for example, one statue for arms, one statue for ears, one statue for nose. So each part of human being, one statue. Okay? Also, we are going to see the Sphinx. All the area it was acquired for the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Then, when King Kafra finished his pyramid, he found a large block of stone still remained. So he ordered his architect to carve it or remove it. So his architect carved it in that shape. Head of human being and body of lion. Like combines between power of animal and wisdom of human beings. Okay? The height of the Sphinx about 22 meters. You are going to see the nose and the beard are destroyed. There are 3 suggestions for that. The first one, the scholar suggests that maybe it is destroyed by Napoleon when he came to Egypt and bombing Cairo. The second one, it is talking about a person, his name is called Sa'ib al-Dahi. He was an Egyptian person, and he found that a lot of Egyptians coming and making offerings for the Sphinx. So during his time, the Sphinx was covered by sand, so he got his axe and began to break the nose of the Sphinx. This is the second suggestion. The third one, and this is the most logical one, the nose and the beard are completely destroyed because of erosion. Erosion, okay, and natural factors, okay? Because always you are going to see all the statues with broken nose and beard. This is the easy part in the statue to be broken. We're talking about 5,000 BC, so about 4,000 years, okay? Then, nowadays, the nose of the Sphinx and beard not in Egypt, in British Museum in London, okay? So not in Egypt, okay? Also, you are going to see between the 2 hands of the Sphinx, there is a large block of stone from grindstones called Dream Stela. It's talking about a king. His name is called Thutmose IV from 18th Dynasty, New Kingdom. The story telling us King Thutmose IV, he was on safari trip, very close to the pyramids. Then he got tired. So he had slept beneath the Sphinx. During his time, the Sphinx was covered by sand. So the Sphinx came to him in his dream and told him, if you would remove sand from me, you will be the king of Egypt. So when the king woke up, ordered his men to clear all the sand around the Sphinx, then he became the king of Egypt. So he wrote that dream between the 2 hands of the Sphinx. Okay? Now it's your time. If you want to take a photo here, you can take a photo like hide and talking about the statues here. Like
ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಮಮ್ಮಿಯನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಬಂದು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಮೂಗನ್ನ ಕೆಲವೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾಟ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ರಕ್ತನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ದೇವರೇ
Ça a pris dans le poids.
ಕ್ವೀನ ಮುಖ ಅದು ಮೂಗು ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿರೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಹದ ಬಾಡಿ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿದೆ, ರೀಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕಲರಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಗಳು.
So when this guy